Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another video. Now, with my last video that I did, someone suggested that I redo the last video that I did because they said that the video quality was quite lackluster, and I could have really compressed everything that I said pretty much down into a 10-minute video instead of droning on for 30-40 minutes like I did. So this is sort of a remake video in a sense of that. I'm still leaving the original video up because what I said in the video still stands, but this is pretty much just a compressed version of what I said in that video. And this, like I said, this is a message. This is a message to everyone in the Brony community. It doesn't matter if you've done fan art, fan fiction, music, animation, if you're an analyst, if you have done reviews, commentary. I'm putting this message out there because I want people to hear it. Please stop deleting, hiding, and privating your work. I never ask anybody to share my videos, but with this video I'm making that one exception. My last video I said that as well, but then again, this is a sort of a remake in a sense, but I'm asking people, share this video because I want people to hear this. This is something that needs to be heard. This is something that needs to be said. Please stop deleting your work. And to be honest, I'm really surprised at the amount of positive feedback that I got with my last video, because a lot of people have verified exactly what I said in that video. They've seen other things be deleted. And I've seen artwork, I've seen music that I've followed suddenly be deleted with no reason whatsoever. And a lot of different people within the community are giving different excuses for why this content is disappearing. Some are at least giving excuses, others are not. And I've seen music and art disappear because people wanted to just stop making MLP content whatsoever. They wanted to stop making MLP content completely. Others just decided to branch out. They wanted to expand, and they wanted to erase their past. And others just dropped off the face of the earth and took their content with them. Some went through breakups and they cannot look at their art or whatever it was because it reminded them of their ex. People, please stop deleting your work. You gave this work to the fandom. This was a gift to the fandom, and you are taking it away. I don't understand the concept in this. If you give somebody something, you're not supposed to later on go back to them and say, I want that back. Forget I ever gave it to you. You're not supposed to do that. Would you ever go to somebody that you gave a Christmas gift to, like a few years later, and say, yo, I want that back because I want you to forget that I ever gave it to you? No! If you would, then that proves how much of an a-hole that you are. But you normally would not do that, and that's exactly what is going on here. People are providing content to the fandom, and then they're suddenly later on taking it away. And judging by the comments that I got with my last video, there are quite a few people who already feel the exact same way that I do. People, please stop deleting your work. If you're an artist, if you're a writer, if you're an animator, if you're a musician, if you do analysis and reviews, your content needs to stay. If you are no longer part of the Brony community and you're wanting to branch out and do your own thing, that's cool. That's cool. Like, I'm totally cool with that. But what I cannot respect you for is deciding to take your work with you. Why the heck would you willingly delete videos that you've had up for 4 or 5 or 6 years that had even millions of views on them? Why would you suddenly take that away? I don't understand that concept. Then there's the fact that so many people have commented on those videos, on that art. That one thing has got so much attention. Why in the world would you suddenly take it away? What happened to being proud of being part of this fandom? And I've seen people suddenly delete their work saying, I went through a breakup, and it makes me feel better if I'm not seeing that art. Okay, here's a solution. Make a separate folder and move your art to that so that you don't see it but others still can. Because there are people who still want to see that art, even if you don't want to see it anymore, there are people who still do. Just because you're not happy with it anymore doesn't mean other people feel the exact same way. Likewise, if you want to branch out and do your own thing and you want to break away from the MLP fandom, again, cool beans, bro, but here's the thing. Stop deleting your work and taking it away whenever you go. Konami did a similar thing with Silent Hills PT, if you recall. They teased us with what Silent Hills PT could be, and then they decided to cancel it. They decided they wanted no part of it anymore, and then they took it away, and then they wanted people to forget about it. Yeah, fat chance that's going to happen. Do you want to be like Konami? I have no respect for people who want to take away their work whenever they leave, or just because. Some people have gave bullcrap reasons as to why they were deleting their content, changing their names, doing this and doing that, trying to broaden their horizons. Look, you want to branch out and do other things. That's cool, I'm fine with that. But again, why not leave your work behind? Here's the thing, and I'm asking this to everybody. I'm making a motion for this, okay? Let's preserve this fandom. Let's preserve this fandom's works, okay? Every single thing that this fandom has cranked out, be it fanfiction, fan art, music, animation, even reviews, even analysis and reviews, they're part of this fandom's history. This fandom has done some incredible things. In every single area, there is such a level of creativity and talent and brilliance and genius. It's incredible. And I hate, it sickens me, it makes me so freaking mad to see content just suddenly being taken away. For what reason? And so I'm asking, let's preserve this fandom. Let's preserve the works in this fandom. Now, if you are a content creator in some way, I'm asking you, think about your fans. What about your fans that supported you while you were creating that particular piece or those pieces? What about your fans that supported you? You're taking that away from them whenever you decide to just take it away. What about their feelings? What about what about all this praise that they gave you for it? Does that not mean anything to you? And what about the future? Some of you may not realize this, but there are people that are still just now joining the fandom, and they are just now discovering your work. Even if it's 5, 6 years old, there are people that are still just now coming into this fandom that are discovering your work. Your work can continue to inspire even years later. Don't you want to be the one that inspires the next artist, the next animator, the next musician, the next writer, the next analyst? Don't you want to be someone who inspires the next person to do that? Who might possibly discover who might possibly discover their true passion? Don't you want to be the one that inspires that? Do not take away your work whenever you create something and give it to the fandom. If you would not go to someone and take away something that you gave them as a Christmas gift a few years ago, if you wouldn't do that, then stop taking away your content from the fandom. Now, I know exactly what somebody would say. Well, it's my content. I created it. There is a huge difference here, man. You created something and you gave it to the fandom. You gave your talent to the fandom. You can't just take it away like that. That's completely stupid. It's wrong. And yeah, judging by some comments on my last video, yeah, some other people agree with this. And I'm very happy to be able to bring this subject to light because this is something that needs to be said. This is something that needs to be heard. I'm sick and tired of seeing good content suddenly disappearing without any reason. I'm sick and tired of seeing artwork and music and videos from people that I've had in my playlist for years suddenly gone poof because bullcrap reasons. I'm sick and tired of seeing this. I want the content that this fandom has cranked out to be preserved. The way that I look at it, this fandom has done some incredible things, and I know some people might not feel that way, but I do. I love this fandom. I love the people in this fandom, and I love what this fandom has done creatively. It's just incredible. There are so many wonderful people in this fandom. This fandom is amazing. It truly is. And there's such creativity and talent in this fandom, and I hate seeing all of that disappear because bullcrap. And so I'm asking to everybody, please, let's preserve this fandom. Let's preserve this fandom's works. I'm making a motion. Let's do something to try to preserve this fandom, to try to preserve this fandom's legacy. Because that's exactly what this is. This fandom, every single thing in this fandom that exists now, it's a time capsule. It's a time machine. How many of us can look, and how many of us can watch an animation, can read a story, to listen to a musical piece, or see a piece of fan art, and it takes us back in time to whenever we first saw it, we first heard it, we first read it, we first watched it. How many of us have done that? How many of us can do that? Don't take away the past from us. Don't take away our time capsules. Don't take away our only means of traveling back in time in this fandom. Some of you might not have fond memories of your past in the fandom, but I do. I have such fond memories of whenever I first joined this fandom, of the fandom back in 2011, 2012, 2013, even so on. I have such great memories of this fandom, and I love this fandom. I love the people in this fandom. I love what this fandom has done. I love the content that this fandom has created. To me, it's art, and I believe that all art should be preserved. Don't you want your memory in the fandom to be preserved? Everybody has carved a special place in this fandom's history. Don't you want to have your own special place? Don't you want your place to remain? If you want to branch out and do your own thing and disappear from the fandom completely, okay, cool. I respect that. But if you want to take away your art as well, if you want to take away your content just because, I'd have no respect for you on that. And you're not going to get it. I'm asking everybody, let's preserve this fandom, because what this fandom has created is beautiful. It is amazing. And it is awesome, and it deserves to be preserved. Now, some people might think this is completely silly of me to say this, because, some people might think it's silly of me to care so much about this fandom, but I don't care. I do. I care about this fandom. I care about its content. I care about its people. The content that this fandom has created needs to be preserved. And so I'm asking, let's preserve this fandom. Content creators, please, stop deleting your work. Stop deleting what you've done. Stop deleting the gift that you've given to the fandom. Stop taking away our means of being able to go back in time. Every single thing, every single piece, everything that has been created in this fandom is essentially like a photo album that we can flip through and go back in time. If you wouldn't burn a photo album and take away those memories, why would you take away your content? We love what this fandom has created. That acts at what this fandom has created. It's nostalgic. You should leave your content up for nostalgia, because so many of us can go back, rewatch, re-listen, reread, look at it again, and we can relive those memories that we made whenever we first saw it, or heard it, or read it. We can relive those memories. It's also going to inspire the future generations, because there are newcomers that are just joining the fandom that is going to discover what you did. Don't take that chance away from them. And also, why would you just take it away? Why would you create something and then just take it away later? My belief, if you think for a second that you're going to take away something later on after you give it to somebody, then don't give it to them to begin with. Don't whet our appetite. Don't take away the main course before we even get through the appetizer, okay? Don't take it away from us before we even get done chewing, okay? Please stop deleting, privating, and hiding your work. It really speaks bad about you, honestly, whenever you do that. Whatever your reason, there are plenty of other ways. And if you don't want to leave it up yourself, if you don't want to leave it up on your channel or on your account, then give your work to somebody that loves your work, that can re-upload and repost what you've done. Now, I know some people would be against that, but I really don't care, because you gave the fandom something. You gave people something that they can enjoy, and they can still enjoy it even if you no longer get any enjoyment out of it. The point is to preserve the fandom's history. The point is to preserve your legacy, because each and every person in this fandom has talent, has creativity, and that deserves to be preserved. You have such creativity and talent. It deserves to be preserved. It deserves to have its legacy remain. And so I'm asking everybody, please stop deleting your work. Please stop deleting your work. Please unhide your work. Please unprivate your work. Please leave it up. And if you're facing issues because of an animation or something, then please let other people continue to repost it over and over again. Let it circulate, let it remain, because if you work so hard on that piece, it deserves to be preserved. It deserves to be praised. It deserves to be recognized. You deserve the praise because of what you did. And people can still find entertainment value out of it as well. Even if the video is 5-6 years old, there's still entertainment value. Even if it's the oldest analysis video, people can still find entertainment value in it. People can still listen to what you're saying and be inspired by it. So I'm asking everybody, please, let's join together. Let's preserve this fandom. Let's preserve this fandom's works, because this fandom has done some amazing things, and I believe that everything this fandom has created should be preserved. It deserves to have its place remain, its legacy remain. So I'm asking everybody, please, preserve the fandom. Please stop deleting your work, and leave your work up, or give it to somebody that will leave it up for you, because it deserves to be preserved, because it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's creative, and it deserves to be preserved. Thank you guys again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and again, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And like I said, please share this video, because I want this word to get around. This needs to get around. Please feel free to do so. Thank you guys again for joining me, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.